Hey everyone, welcome to Power Platform AI Builder series. In this session, I am going to talk about one of the interesting component of AI Builder, which is the prediction model. So in this session, I am going to talk about how you can perform the prediction with your data. Myself Dhruvin Shah, and I am working as Power Platform specialist in one of the IT company at Ahmedabad. I am a very active blogger and YouTuber having 100 plus articles and 300 plus tech videos. I am rewarded with 3 times C Sharp Corner MVP. So this is about me, and now let me explain you what I am going to cover during this entire session. So first of all, I'm going to talk about what is prediction model and how it is useful in our day-to-day routine. After that, I'm going to prepare the CDS model for the prediction, which we are going to use to build the prediction AI model in step 3. Once our model is built, I'm going to train and publish our prediction model and perform some testing on that. And at last, we are going to consume our prediction AI model to Power Apps using the Power Automate. So these are the things that I'm going to cover during this entire session. Now let's get started. Before I start, I just want to inform you that the same session series is available in a form of a text series on my YouTube homepage, where you have the detailed discussion step by step. It's a 5 session series that is available on my YouTube homepage. The links are always down below in the description box. Also, one more thing, that during this entire lockdown period, I have prepared different text series on the different topics like form processing, text classification or a category classification, and prediction model. So watch all of my series on my YouTube homepage. Also, I have some interesting video on Power BI side and Power Automate. So also visit all those videos from my homepage. Alright, so now let's get started to our session. The first question arises in your mind, that what is prediction model? How it is useful in our day-to-day routine? In a simple word, I can say that to predict means to forecast or to guess something. It's very easy to understand these two terms. Now, let me explain you example. Suppose in your organization you have some historical data which may follow some pattern, and based on the historical data we can predict the future outcome. Actually, how it works? Actually, AI builder model analyze the yes no pattern from the historical data, and based on the past result, prediction model detects the learned pattern in a new form and predict the future. So I know I write this theoretical term. It's difficult to understand, but let me explain you with very easy example. Let me consider one real life scenario. Let me consider an example of a movie theater. As we all know, we are going to watch for a movie when there was no lockdown. So what was actually the pattern to go for watch a movie? So like it depends on so many factors. Let's say it's depending on the time. Like during weekend most people are going to watch a movie. Like if there is a public holiday, there is a possibility that people are going to watch a movie. Also, let's say if there are some weekdays, there might be a possibility that either they can go or not. But if it is Friday and it's first day first show, yes, there is a 60% probability that people will go for a movie. All right. And for weekdays, of course, ticket prices are low, so there is a possibility that people don't have time and a few number of people are going to watch movie during the weekdays. So this is a scenario, this is a pattern. Like I told you this pattern already, but as a business user you don't know the pattern of your data. There might be a possibility that you are not aware about that, but this is the common scenario. This is how our prediction model predict the thing. Right now, let me explain you this thing. That theater organization has capturing their past 1 year data. This is their past 1 year data where they are capturing these moments. They are capturing maximum number of people are going to possibility of maximum number of people are going to watch a movie, right? So let's say for an example, here they have captured like holiday. Here they are capturing different thing, like if this day is holiday or not, if this day is which weekday, and if it's a working day or not. So let's say on 17th of January it was a public holiday, so they marked this as 1. Otherwise rest of there is a 0, so it's a public holiday. right? Now weekday, Sunday is starting from 0 and Saturday will end with 6. So basically during weekend means Saturday and Sunday, that means 0 and 6, there is a most maximum possibility that people are going to watch a movie, right? And working day means something like if my day is coming from 1 to 5, means Monday to Friday, that is considered as my working day. Alright, but here also there is one exception, that if there is a public holiday, people will not work on that day. Alright, so working day is marked as 1 and holiday is marked as 0 over here. Now there is a possibility I have given over here. Let's say for an example, during the weekend means the 0 and 5, 0 and 6, there is a maximum possibility that people are going to watch a movie, so it is marked as 1 over here, that there is a maximum possibility, that surety, right? Now let's say here there is a 3, that means it's a weekday, so there is a less possibility, so people will not go for a movie. Let's say maximum number of people will not go for a movie, right? And let's say number 2, Friday is the exception here. Like maybe some people, 60% probability would be there that maximum number of people are going to watch a movie. It's a 60-40% of ratio over there, so they mark that as a 2, right? So actually this is their past model. This is some pattern, like I can say this is my pattern. But as an organization, maybe there is a possibility, there is some your seasonal business, at that time you are not aware about your pattern. So what you need to do is you just need to upload this model to your AI builder, and it will automatically detect that pattern. We just need to select the parameters on which we need to predict our data. I will explain you on the later on this session. Right, now during this session what I am going to cover, I have created one power apps having one date picker and one toggle button, and I have one button. Whenever I'm selecting any future date over here and I want to predict that if a maximum number will go for a movie on that day or not, I'm just clicking on that. It will trigger my AI model and it will show the possibility over there. So let's say here I've selected weekday 27th of May 2020 and I'm having get my prediction. So here I can see that yes, people will not go for a movie because it's a weekday, it's a working day, so there might be a possibility that less number of people will go for a movie. Right, now on Tuesday I have selected, but it's a public holiday, so yes, there might be a possibility that maximum number of people will go for a movie on this day. Right, so these are some parameters. Maybe currently at this moment for this demo I captured only these 3 parameters, but you can capture so many things. Let's say for an example, you can also consider the movie rating. Like if the movie rating is high, there is a possibility that maximum number of people are going to watch a movie. It's not depend on even the weekday or that as well. Also, like if there is some iconic movies like Bahubali, at that time also people, most of the shows are houseful, most of the people are going to watch a movie. So these are some factors, these are some real factors that we need to capture as a part of history, right? All right, so this is something that I'm going to create during this session. Now let me explain you, before we get started with the practical demo, which are the things which we need to consider before we are building the prediction model. Alright, so as I show you, this is my sample data. So the first thing that we remember is that for each of the prediction, you should have at least 10 record for each historical label. So let's say for an example, here I have 3 possibility, 1, 2 and 3. So at least I should have 10 historical data to build my prediction model. And in your model, in your records, in your historical data, there should be at least 50 records. And if there would be 1000 records, that would be great. You will be having more accurate result. So actually it is something that if you have more and more data, you would be having better result over there, right? So the first thing we need to consider here, your data must be reside into common data service. So yes, it is something that prediction model only accept the data from the common data service. Your organization, your administrator has assigned you a security role privileges over your data. Of course, if you have a permission on your data, then and then you can perform the prediction on that. third and fourth point, I explained you 10 records for each individual label data and minimum 50 records, and if more than 1000 that would be better. Right, now it's a demo time. First of all, let me explain you my historical outcome data. So if you can see this Excel spreadsheet, I have some historical pattern data for a movie theater data, where I am capturing for last 1 year data. Here you can see that I captured the data for each individual day. Here I have taken 3 different columns: holiday, weekday, and is working day. Holiday, I explained you what do we mean by 1 and what do we mean by 0. Weekday is something, Sunday is starting from 0, 6 is starting 6 is ending with Saturday. Working day, if there is no public holiday and if it's weekend, then it is considered as a working day, otherwise it's a holiday. And go for a movie, that, like, let's say for an example, go for a movie, like if it's a Saturday and if it's Friday, there is a less possibility. 2 means 60% possibility, 1 means go for a movie, of course, and 3 means let me explain in these terms, whether the person will go for a movie or not. 1 means, of course, they will go for a movie, maximum number of people will go for a movie. 2 means 60% possibility that people will go for a movie, and 3 means no maximum number of people are going to watch for a movie on this day. Right, so basically this is my historical pattern and historical data. Right, now here you can see that intentionally I have added few columns as blank, so that we can check whether its prediction is properly or not. So I added few columns as blank, and for rest of the dates I added the data. So when we publish our model, we would be having some prediction for this particular dates. Alright, so now let me get started to build with the CDS model process. So first of all, you will need to open the Power Apps and you need to go to the data and go to the entities. Now you would be having here get data option. So from the get data, you first need to upload your Excel spreadsheet that you have prepared as a past model. There would be so many different options. You can connect so many data sources. So based on your convenience, you can connect any of the data source over there. So I have my data available in my Excel file. So I am going to upload my Excel file over here. So let me select Excel from here. I am browsing from OneDrive. There is an only option that you need to upload your Excel file to the OneDrive. Now I uploaded my prediction data in one of the Excel file. So I'm selecting this, click on open. It's a similar type of Power BI Power Query window. Click on transform data. Now here it's a preview of our data. We need to use first row as a header. Just select that. Now one more thing, in prediction model, any of the prediction model, it accept only the text field as a primary key. So I just need to convert my serial number as my primary key over here. So I just need to go here, go to the transform, and from transfer you need to go to your data type and you need to select text as a data type from here. Just select text as a data type. Now click on next button. So it is showing the entity name as movie analysis. So let me add one more thing over here, movie analysis dev 04. Let me create the entity with the name of this one, movie analysis dev 04. Remember this name. Alright, now select this last option, delete rows that no longer exist. Now from here you just need to map your primary key, that is serial number. With serial number you just need to map. So this is your entity field and this is your model field, so you need to map that thing, and your other parameters are detected as the whole number and date. Right, now let me go to next. Here you have two different options, refresh manually or refresh automatically. Based on your requirement you can set. I'm setting refresh manually at this moment and creating the model. Depending on your data, this will take some time, and this will take some time to load the data within that entity. Alright, so let it to be created first. So yes, your entity model has been created successfully. Now you need to refresh this page, and you will be find this entity soon. So refresh this page after maybe 2 minutes or 5 minutes, because the process is being over there. So let me just refresh my browser over here, and let me select here custom entities, and you can see that movie analysis day 04 entity has been created successfully. Now we need to verify here one thing, that whether we do have a data on this entity model or not. So yes, this model don't have the data at this moment, because it is something that it is pulling the data from the Excel spreadsheet at this moment. So this will take some time over there, but saving the time, I already have one model created. So I'm going to use this to build our AI builder model. So let's get started with this thing to save our time. Right now, from your Power Apps, you need to go to the AI builder section. From here you would be having different option over here. Now there is a possibility that on your tenant you don't see these options. So it's a possible that your tenant is not reside in a region where this feature is supported, or maybe something you haven't set up your data set. So if you wish to set up this tenant for the first time, I have created a separate video for that. Links is available in the description box, you can go through that. Now to start with, first of all we need to do with the prediction. So we just need to click on this prediction model over here. Just give a name of your prediction model. So I'm giving this name as global AI prediction model. Now here you can see some tips and tricks provided by Microsoft, which is similar thing that I already explained you in the PowerPoint presentation, that 50 plus records needed in common data service, 10 plus records per each outcome, yes, no, etc. Alright, so this is something that you need to have. Now just click on create. So the first step, it is asking to select the entity. What do you want to predict? I want to, first we need to select the entity. So I'm selecting one of the entity that I already have, that is day 01. I'm not selecting day 04 at this moment, because the data is being loaded in this model and that will take some time. So I'm going to have this day 01, which I have the similar entities loaded. Now which thing you want to predict? I want to predict that whether the person will go for a movie or not. So I need to select this field over here, go for a movie or not. I want to predict this thing. Alright, now go to the next button. Review your historical outcomes related data. So basically here you need to select that based on which parameters you want to predict your output. So just expand this thing. You can see that it automatically detected few fields for your prediction analysis. So if you don't aware about your pattern, Power Apps AI Builder automatically detect this pattern for you. But I know about my pattern that I want to predict only based on few things. Let's say I want to predict based on the holiday is working day, and let's say I want to prepare on weekday number. So I want to have this only 3 fields for my prediction. So I'm selecting this 3 one. Now I'm clicking on next. You just need to skip this step, click on next, and at last you would be having your model summary, that yes, this is my prediction and this is my outcome. Now at last you just need to click on train. So it is showing that your model is training. This may take a while. You can close this window and came back later. Alright, so let it to be finalized and click on go to models. So here you can see that the global AI prediction model that we have. Alright, and it is showing the training status over there. So it's depend on your data, that how much data you have in your model, and it will take also some time to train the model. So I already trained one of the model, so let me go through that, and meanwhile once it's trained I will be showing you the publishing procedure of the same model. Right, so I already have one model over here, that is will a person go for a movie. So once your model is being trained, it will show the trained status inside the grid, and once you click on that, it will show you the performance of your model. So now you will be having a publish button over here. So once you publish this thing, your model would be going to be published. Alright, so I already did publish this model for my earlier model, so I'm not clicking on this publish button. But once you click on publish, what would be the outcome? Let me explain you that thing. We have used movie analysis. Instead of using that, I have used movie analysis day 01. So whenever you publish your entity model, whenever you publish your AI builder model, you can see that it automatically creates few columns for your prediction, right? Now if we go to the data and if we check like what it predicted over there, we can see those data. From here, select all the fields, and let's say this is my serial number 2 where I have intentionally kept this field as blank. So this is my second row, and it was like not a working day, it was not weekday and not holiday. So let's see what it predict over there. So once I go over there, I can see that go for a movie prediction. So here you can see that it detected number 1 over here. So for serial number 1, it detects the prediction as 1, that yes, people are going to watch for a movie, right? Now say for serial number 1 as well, it detected 1. So almost it detected almost clear information over here. All right, so it detected the things only for which we don't have a data over here, right? So my prediction model has been prepared successfully. I published this, so now I can use this in the Power Automate and Power Apps. Alright, so now let me move over to the last part of this session, that is building a Power Apps and Power Automate. Now remember one thing over here, we have performed this entire procedure specifically for this environment. So it's an environment related thing, that my model is presented only to specific this environment. So now to use this model inside the Power Automate or in Power Apps, we may need to create a solution for that. Now to create a solution, what you need to do here is, first of all, you need to go to solution from here. So once you click on this solution, you would be having a new solution over here. So just click on new solution and it will open a pop-up like this. Just type name of your solution, that is prediction, and select your publisher as CDS publisher and just click on create. I'm cancelling it because I already have created. I already have one of the solution created over here, so I'm just clicking on this solution name. Now what you need to do here is, you need to create your Power Apps and Power Flow, Power Automate inside this solution, right? So let's say for an example, for that you just need to click on this new. From app you need to click on canvas, and from here you just need to click on tablet form this vector, you are going to create a tablet layout for your canvas app from here. So you just need to click on this one, right? Now same way, if you want to create a flow, you just need to create a flow from this thing. If you already have Power Apps and flow inside that, you just need to click on this add existing, and you just need to add your flow and apps over here inside the solution. This is the very important step. Like if you are not following to create a solution, you will not find the flow inside the Power Apps. Alright, so make sure you follow this step properly. Now I already created one Power Apps over here, and I already have created two different flows over here. So let me explain you this thing. So first of all, let me go to the Power Apps. In Power Apps, I have taken a blank screen. I have taken a date input from the insert menu and insert option, and I have one toggle button over here from this input. All right, now I just took a one button. So basically what I need to do here is, I'm capturing this date and I'm passing some parameters to my Power Automate. So how can I define this thing? How can I define my prediction model is depending on three parameters. First is whether it's a weekday or not. Second one is it's working day or not, and third one if it's public holiday or not. So how can I define this thing? So let's say for an example, if I'm selecting any date from my date picker, I will capturing the weekday number over here. Sunday is starting from 0 and Saturday will end with 6. So I have applied that logic over here. I took one variable weekday and I used the function weekday, in which I'm taking the date picker's value as a parameter, and I'm having this formula over here. So it will give Saturday as 6, Sunday as 0, and Saturday as 6. Now this is my public holiday toggle. So you can also, in your actual routine, if you have any public holiday list, you can also compare the date with that list value, but for simplicity I just make this as a toggle. If toggle is on, that means yes, it's a holiday, otherwise it's not. So yes, if toggle.value is true, public holiday is 1, otherwise it's 0. All right, now weekday number. So weekday number, now working day, like how can I define that it's working day or not? So if it's public holiday is true, or maybe it's Saturday Sunday, then it's not a working day, otherwise it's a working day. So yes, I have the similar logic. Weekday is 6, weekday is 0, or toggle dot value is true, then and then it's not a working day, otherwise it's a working day. All right, and at last I'm triggering Power Automate from here. So let me go my Power Automate. I created two different flow over here. One is parent flow and one is child flow. You must have to create this flow in this similar pattern. You need to create a parent child flow. The reason is that actually there is a specific reason behind that. I will explain you later on this session. So first of all, you need to create a parent flow. You are triggering that from the Power Apps. Now you are defining three different variables which accept the input value from the Power Apps, that is holiday, weekend and weekday. So these are my three input parameters. Let me expand this for you. So to accept the input from Power Apps, you just need to click on ask in Power Apps. So it will accept the input from the Power Apps, right? So you just need to follow these three things from you. All right, so I think I'm good on this thing. Now what we need to do is we need to run a child flow. So basically from this action you just need to search for a child flow, and you just need to add the action over there. But before you do that, you need to define these three variables and save your flow first. Your parent flow would be saved. Now you need to create a child flow. For child flow, it's simple. First you need to add when HTTP request is triggered. Now you need to define three input parameters which are coming from the parent flow. To do that, what you need to do is you need to click on use sample payload to generate the data, and here you just need to define a JSON variable. Like if you want to have a variable is holiday, you just need to type as one. Any sample data you can add here is weekday. So once it is created, you just need to click on done. So once you click on done, it will automatically generate this schema for you. It's a very simple, very straightforward. All right, so first we need to accept three parameters. Then we need to use the action predict. This is very important. You need to go here, you need to search for predict action. It's a premium action, and remember one thing, you will not able to visible this premium action if you are creating the flow inside your my flow, because it's something that we created inside the solution. If you have solution inside your environment, then you will be having the predict action for you, otherwise you will not find this predict action. Now we just need to select our AI model over here. So basically if you remember, we have created a model. Now from here, actually you know that we created this, will a person will go for a movie or not. So we just need to select this model, and you know these three parameters we have added inside over there. So we just need to pass the parameter for it. All right, I already did that, so I'm just removing this action over here. Now we would be having predict over here, and at last we are sending our response inside the parent flow. So respond to Power Apps or flow, and just define any variable and just pass this prediction output. All right, so this child flow would be written over here. So now add an action over here in the parent flow, that is run a child flow, and pass all of these three parameters from this parent flow, and the parent flow would respond to my child flow. Define all of these three parameters and pass it to the child flow. My child flow will respond to my parent flow, and I am storing this output in prediction variable, and this is the outcome that is coming from this child flow. All right, so this is my parent flow. It's a very simple, straightforward. Let me show you the flow once again. Parent flow, first is Power Apps section, define three variables, run a child flow and respond to Power Apps. All right, now how to child flow, how to create a child flow. When HTTP request is received, predict, and respond to power apps or flow, right? I'm good. All right, now let's add this thing to my power apps. How can we add that? For that, what you need to do is go to the add any button on the thing, go to action, click on power automate. You would be having all the flows available over here. So basically we just need to select this parent flow over here. So now this is my parent flow, and it is being added over here successfully. Now we just need to pass the three parameters, so I'm adding all of those three variables over there. So I already have that code available on my button, so let me quickly show you that thing. Once you add that flow, this code you just need to write over here. You just need to provide three parameters that we created over here. We are passing over that, and here in the prediction R, I just take one variable, that prediction result. So I'm storing this entire result into this variable, and now I'm passing this variable to my screen 2, that is the success screen. Alright, so I'm passing this prediction variable over there. Now let me move toward my second screen and give you an overview. So this is my second screen that I created. I created this with the help of new screen and success screen. Alright, so let's say here I have added one text, like if my prediction model is returning me value 1, that means that yes, maximum number of people will go for a movie on this day. If it's 2, that it's 60% probability that maximum number of people will go for a movie. And if it's 3, that there is a less possibility that people will not go for a movie. Alright, so these are the three predictions that we have as a success result over here. Alright, one last thing that I forgot to tell you, that why we need to create two different flow. The reason behind is that, let's say if I have everything, I have my predict action inside this parent flow itself, and I'm adding this parent flow inside my power apps. It was throwing me an error that this predict action is not supported directly inside the power apps at this moment. Now the reason, now for to overcome that, what I did here is, in my parent flow I didn't use this action directly, I used this as indirectly via HTTP call, because run a child flow action is supported inside a power apps. So what I created is, I created a separate flow from where I'm calling my predict model, and I'm responding it result only. So over here my parent flow will only have its result. It doesn't have the predict action directly over here, so it is allowing to add me on this button. The main reason is that one. But yes, if you find anything that if you can use this model inside a single flow, feel free to tell me your suggestion. I would happy to learn that. Now let's taste our result. So let me select this date as 28th of May. It's a weekday, so let's go for prediction. So here it is. It is showing that as per our prediction, people will not go for a movie. So yes, it is absolutely correct. Now let me show you the run of the flow. Let's go here. Let me go to my parent flow. Let's check the run result. And here it is, 20 seconds ago. You can see that these three parameters has been passed over here: is holiday, weekend and weekday, right? And here is my output. My prediction is 3. Number 3 means that not go for a movie. And if I'm checking over here, child flow run 50 seconds ago, it triggered from my parent flow. Yes, it is triggered from my parent flow. This is my predict action, and this is a respond to power apps or flow. This is how my AI builder model works. Now let's taste few more things. Let's select any weekend and let's see the output. So yes, people will go for a movie on this day. And now let's select any of the Friday. Let's say June 2019. June 19. Get my prediction. There is a 60% probability that people will go for a movie. Yep, that is true. And is my public holiday. Let's see if I'm selecting any of the weekday, Wednesday, and I'm selecting get my prediction. So yes, even though it's a weekday, people will go for a movie because it's a public holiday. They have holiday and they want to entertain. So yes, people will go for a movie on this day. So this is how we can predict our business data using PowerS Prediction AI Builder model. Hope this is clear for you now. If you are for the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and press the bell notification to never miss any updates from my channel. Stay connected with me on all social media platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter and WhatsApp. And if you wish to receive the daily notification from my channel, just click on this link, fill the form and you will be receiving the daily notification on your WhatsApp number. Also, if you wish to follow me on all social media platforms, please have a screenshot of this one. If you have any question, you can email me at dhruvinsha16@gmail.com. You can WhatsApp me on +919537981467. I will not always to be reply on WhatsApp if it's not in priority. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Blogger, and LinkedIn. Here is the all social media information about my account. Thank you so much for your time in this morning. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Goodbye. Stay safe at home. Thank you so much.